Let's shake it off. Gotta shake it off. Hey, all you KFC or Popeye's chicken lovers out there. We're gonna give you a run for your money today. Welcome to another episode of Two Chefs.
One knife and some hot oil.
And we don't need the massage type. I'm Chef MPH.
And I'm Chef Grace. Today we are going to be making crispy chicken sliders and...
crispy chicken and waffles.
Yes.
You get two different dishes. So people are gonna think you're a culinary genius just by doing that.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and push that bell notification so you don't miss any of our new videos coming up.
So Chef Grace, what will you be doing today?
I will start with preparing the chicken.
So as the chicken we're using today, original recipe or extra crispy?
No, they're just regular grain-fed chicken. Okay, so for the chicken, I'm gonna start off with our dredging flour. We have chili powder, we have garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of cayenne, some thyme, some celery salt. You can just use regular salt too, and just a pinch of paprika. And then we have baking soda. The baking soda is what's gonna make the batter kind of poof up. So I'm gonna dump that into this bowl here. I have about 2 cups of flour and a third of a cup of cornstarch.
Is that just all-purpose flour?
It is all-purpose flour. You can use it to wash your hair, or that was a bad joke.
That was terrible.
So for the chicken, I'm going to be cutting one breast into 3 sections. So obviously this side's a little bit thicker than this side, so we're going to be pounding this one a little bit thinner. And then I'm going to use some plastic wrap and this mallet.
It's hammer time.
So I'm not overly pounding it. You don't want the chicken too thin because you want substance when you bite into that sandwich.
So just to clarify, you were pounding the raw meat, right?
It's my favorite thing to do.
So when pounding the raw meat, how do you know when it's done?
Usually gives me some tax money and then sends me home. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna get rid of this salmonella infested cutting board and we're gonna wash it because no one wants to get food poisoning. Unless you wanna lose weight or something, but. So our secret ingredient is pickle juice.
I'm Pickle Rick!
To brine our chicken. Brining will create a very juicy and tender chicken. And this only needs to sit for probably an hour because it's so thin and it's so little.
That's gross, Grace.
And the pickle juice is quite strong. Okay, so for the egg wash, we'll do 3 eggs. And I'm just gonna slightly season that. Whisk that in. So after an hour, we can now batter our chicken. So I'm gonna dredge the chicken in the flour. And then I'm gonna go to the egg. And then this is gonna go back into the flour, like so. Okay, so I'm gonna heat the oil to around 325 to 350 degrees. And when you're measuring the oil temperature, do not stick the thermometer at the bottom of the pan because then you're just taking the temperature of the flame or the element. That looks good. Okay, so when you're deep fat frying, be very careful. And if you're a kid, just don't do this. Get an adult to help you, a competent adult.
That's why I'm videoing.
So when you're deep fat frying, you want to make sure you don't drop it from a high point. You want to go close to the oil and then lay the product away from you.
It's like a hot tub for chicken.
This is exactly what you want to look for. You don't want it too hot. You don't want it, if it's too cold, it's just gonna absorb all that oil. It's gonna be super greasy. And remember to always wash your hands when you are touching any raw meat. That's what she said.
That's gross, Grace.
La, 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 la. And you want the internal temperature of 165 Fahrenheit. You do not want to overcrowd your pan. You could probably fit another 2 pieces in here, but anything more than that, you're gonna cool the oil down. And then again, it's gonna get all oily and greasy. You don't want soggy chicken breast. You want firm, crunchy chicken breast.
I don't want to say Chef Grace is crusty, but that chicken is golden brown.
And crusty.
All right, so like every superhero out there, there's always a sidekick. So the sidekick for these sliders today is a delicious sriracha mayo. So what we're going to do is we got some mayonnaise right here. We're going to take about 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. And then we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of sriracha mixed right in there. We got a lemon. So when you're gonna juice a lemon, always best to bruise it up first. It makes it soft, makes it easier to squeeze. Look at that, it's all squishy, squishy. Take our knife, we're gonna cut it in half. It's gonna squeeze the lemon, and we're gonna hold our finger there and use our fingers as a strainer to hold all the seeds so they don't fall inside, except for that one I just dropped. So there we go. So we got our accoutrement in there. We just mix it all up. Changing the flavors.
Changing the flavor.
Changing the flavors. Perfect. Next, we're gonna make the coleslaw. So we got ourselves a green cabbage here. Usually my cabbage doesn't grow like that, but this one's already been trimmed a little bit. So we're obviously not going to need that much coleslaw. So we're gonna cut another little hunk off of this. Move that over. As you can see, we still got the core. Best thing to do is when you wedge it, take the core off just like that on an angle. That is done. So I always find it easier to kind of separate a little bit as you go to cut it, just because it's not as high up in the air and it's easier to do. So as you can see, we've got the cabbages all separated. So we're gonna take our knife, holding your fingers back. We're gonna do nice little thin slices called a chiffonade. That is a very weird word to say. Whoever uses that word, I don't know.
The French.
The French. There we go. So that is our cabbage. So we're gonna do a carrot also. So we're gonna quickly peel the carrot, cut off the end. So with the carrots, what we're gonna do is what we chefs call a julienne. And we don't mean the name of your firstborn either. So you do some thin slices of carrot like this. Just like so. From this point now, you cut it into nice little long, thin strips. If you don't want to do this part, you could always just grab yourself your own little hand grater box you got at home and just shred the carrots just on that. Works just as well. I'm just trying to be extra fancy because we can. All right, there we go. So we got our veggies. We're gonna toss them up. Now we're gonna marinate that because every coleslaw has some sort of a dressing on it, right? So we're gonna keep this one mayo based also. So we're gonna put in about 3/4 cup of mayo, a little bit of sugar. Want to sweeten that up a little bit. And we're gonna go poppy seeds. Why poppy seeds, Chef Grace?
I love opium.
And a little bit of white vinegar. Then we're gonna just toss this all around, just like so. It's like an opium field in here.
Don't do drugs.
Beautiful. And then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. There we go. Coleslaw. Delicious.
We have this lovely brioche buns as our vessel. Tip here on how to toast buns. Instead of using butter, I like to use mayonnaise. If you think that's weird, it's because you're weird and you're projecting your weirdness onto this method. Mayo is just oil, so why not use it like butter? So I'm gonna do a thin layer, just slowly toast it on a pan.
I like my buns to be like dad bods, soft buns.
More to love or hate. And look at that.
Let's put this stuff together. Let's finish it.
We need to put more delicious mayo on this slider, so I'm gonna use that
Mayo. Mayo. Anyway.
liberally, put it on both sides.
Nice.
So I'm going to take Chef MPH's delicious coleslaw. I'm gonna use it as the bed of the sliders.
So you want to lay you down in a bed of coleslaw?
I want to. I'm gonna put some pickles. These are sweet pickles. I like sweet pickles. I actually like all pickles.
That's what she said. That's gross, Grace.
I'm gonna lay these chicken on top of my coleslaw and the pickle.
Wow. That looks so good.
That does look good. And some cheese.
Cheddar, white cheddar.
Aged cheddar. You can use whatever cheese you want. You don't have to put cheese at all.
I think a smoked Gouda would be good on that
Oh,
too.
I think Gouda is delicious.
Smoked Gouda,
Yeah.
delicious.
So we're gonna put the tops on.
Wow,
Wow.
that is a monster slider.
It is.
Ta-da!
Ooh, look at that.
We're gonna go a little southern style. We're gonna do some chicken and waffles. So we've already pre-made some waffles in our waffle iron here. So we're just gonna take one waffle, make it 2 waffles, just like that. And so we're gonna put waffle, we're gonna go fried chicken, waffle again, chicken again. It's almost like a sideways game of Jenga. Waffle chicken, waffle chicken. And then we're gonna garnish it with a little bit of side pickles because I just like pickles with everything. Pickles are delicious. And on top of that, we're gonna take some good old Canadian grade A maple syrup. I made it this morning, fresh from my tree. And we're gonna drizzle some maple syrup on the waffles and the chicken. I always go a little bit extra because I'm that kind of guy. And there we go. Chicken and waffles.
All right, it's time for the taste test.
Time I've been waiting for.
Mm.
What are we going with first?
Let's go with the sliders.
Slide it in. Let's
That's
do it.
What
Don't even
nobody
go there.
said.
Do I get to choose first?
You choose first.
This one looks good. Right there.
Look at that. And
Here we go.
cheers.
Ding. Wow. That's so good.
It's really good.
That is delicious.
The tanginess of the coleslaw,
I'll let you describe. I want to keep eating because that was good.
the sweetness of the bun, the sweetness of the pickles, just balances everything out, you know?
You put that on any table. You got friends for life.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put that down or I'm just gonna keep eating. Because we got another one we still need to try here. All right, I gotta admit, Chef Grace, that was delightful. That was delicious.
Team effort.
Now we're jumping into some chicken and waffles here. Let's do it. So we're gonna be very classy and skip the fork and knife, and we're just gonna give her. There we go. Waffle and chickens. Put another chicken on the bottom. It's almost like a KFC kind of sandwich. Oh, I love how the maple syrup just soaks into it. Just adds a new flavor on that fried chicken. So good. Hold on. A little bit more. Wow, that's delicious. I tell you, that is 2 amazing dishes out of 1 recipe. I said you make this up, put it on your table. Any weekend when you got friends coming over, they're never gonna leave.
That's why I never make this.
Good job, Chef.
Good job, chef.
1 recipe.
2.
A number 2, apparently.
1 recipe. What?
1 recipe.
2 chefs.
2 dishes. So welcome again. Just to introduce, I'm Chef NPH.
And I'm Chef Grace.
Today we are going to be doing
Crispy chicken sliders.
and crispy chicken and waffles. 1 recipe. 2 dishes. And a short-term memory loss. We are serving up short-term memory loss today, people. That's what happens when you eat too much chicken.
I'm more of the behind the scenes type person.
Oh my gosh. All right.